see in the reflection.
집중해주세요.
This area is Ulleungdo. Okay. This is the main part of Ulleungdo.
So here we were introduced to the island at first. We arrived in this harbour and we got off the boat and we got to explore this area. It was insanely beautiful. The water is a crystal blue and we were given an hour or so to travel and explore the area before we reconvened for lunch. Ulleungdo's main business income is fishing, and Ruth and I decided pretty early on that it was extremely hot and we were not going to climb all those stairs, but instead we looked at these fishermen's boats that leave early morning. Look at those light bulbs, aren't they beautiful? Anyway, so our bus driver was pretty incredible. There were 2 buses for this tour and we were in group 1. The driver, it was pretty scary. We sat right in front and we could see how he was driving in these narrow streets where there would be 2 buses passing each other, cars backed up, people walking in the road. Yeah, crazy. This is our buffet lunch. We had a variety of options since we did have some vegetarians and vegans. Here we left to go and find a cafe and we found this beautiful place. And look at the interior. This is known as Turtle Rock and we were encouraged to take lots of pictures here, but maybe we just stayed at the beautiful water. It was this emerald green in some places and this vibrant blue in others. But to prove that I did in fact make it to Turtle Rock, here I am in the frame, and I think I sent this video to my family.
Made it to the rock-shaped rock. I don't know what that is, what it's called. Find a random roof.
Next up, we stopped at this pumpkin stall. We did find a lot of these later on, but it is pretty cool to see him auctioning off. They had pumpkin bread, pumpkin candy, like a toffee and like a jelly. And of course, here's Joey.
Should I feature a silent fan on the vlog?
Next up, we took this monorail to the top of the mountain. Group 1 went first, and we had no idea what this was. We did not think this monorail would make it all the way to the top, but it did. It was really high. And then they surprised us with this incline walk, I would say, and not all of us took it very well.
Surprise uphill walk. Ruth is taking it very well.
Why did they make us walk uphill?
It's going great.
Here we made it to the top of the mountain, and these were the views. They were beautiful, beautiful, and I guess it would be really hard to get to these places because you have to drive around all the mountains to get to all the harbour areas around the island.
I guess this is so pretty.
One thing I did enjoy about this location were the absolute silences that found us in the early mornings and evenings. Here is the very early sunrise the next day at about 6 a.m. Next up, we went to a different harbour, this time to catch the ferry to...
We're going on a ferry called El Dorado. It's red and there's no outside deck areas, so Ruth is mad. Yes. Because she wants to be outside and watch the ocean, feel the breeze. And I'm just happy no one can be tossed overboard.
Honestly, one of the biggest parts of wanting to come on this trip was the idea that I would be on a boat, being able to be in the breeze. And that's not happening. And I'm sad.
The El Dorado. Do you want one?
I think so.
Okay, I'll take one for you. This week's video is going to be like a rerun.
What's the video?
It's a rerun. A rerun of all favorite characters that I've featured in a while.
Hello.
This is Ale. There's Ruth again. In a very warm sweater. What is wrong with you?
It's not that warm. Kevin.
Chicken nuggets?
What now? Oh, there it is.
There's Selena.
I'm a host. 805.
Megan just got accosted by a bunch of other Koreans for a photo. But here's evidence that I made it to the rock. And the cops here are like well dressed and tall, so all the people are taking pictures with them, and it's very funny. And I think their English is better than they're letting on.
Back on Ulleungdo Island, our groups were again split in two to go to our lunch spots. We were going to have roughly chopped noodles in a stew for lunch, but first look at these fish. I cannot get over all these live fish outside restaurants. Anyway, here is what we ate, and this is the stew we shared between 3 people. At this point, I was feeling like my lungs were about to fall out of my mouth because I was so out of breath. This island should come with a warning that there are no flat roads at any point. Everything is an incline.
This is not my makeup routine for an amazing glow. This is me sweating my ass off because of this hill that they did not warn us about. imagine?
I just turned to look at this as if I could read.
I don't know why you guys are connecting with my yeah. 내려가면 안 돼요, 알겠죠? 제가 뛰어서 또 찾으러 가야 돼요.
You cannot jump because
This monorail after the museum exploration ended up being one of my favorite places. This took us up to the top of the mountain where we had pumpkin ice cream, played traditional games, and some even had like a pint of beer.
Keep practicing. Remember, loosen the knees. Loosen the knees. Oh. Sport stance.
내일 모이는 시간은 8시 50분까지 여기 모일 거고 나오실 때 모든 짐 잘 챙기고 귀중품, 핸드폰
Sunflower seed and honey hotok. And it's very, very hot. But this is our view.
Rare footage. This is a Pepsi.
This is the
This is Ruth.
indecisiveness we've never seen from Ruth before.
But wait.
I tried to explain to people how steeply up the mountain we lived, and I figured this would be the best way to show you. It was 2 escalators, and then that was that. But we had 2 more hills to climb, 2 very, very steep hills, and we were all dying towards the end.
Good morning, we're on our last day on the island and we're doing a big hike today. They told us, like last night, they were like, okay, so today you should wear your hiking clothes, and everyone who'd been dying the entire day walking uphill and stuff just gave this very audible gasp. But we're quite excited to see what this island has in store for us today. I'm not too sure how rough of a hike it is, but we're kind of excited. I'm about to head downstairs and start the checkout procedure, and yeah, I think everything's done here in this room. It's a great, very quiet place to sleep at the end of the day. So yeah, I'll see you downstairs.
Somehow I got myself into the front group, the people right ahead sprinting up this hill, and I ended up power walking this entire hike. It was, yeah, not really a hike, more like a steep incline, but there was this waterfall at the end. Lastly, we were taken to a new harbour where we were going to take another group photo and have some free time exploring. Most people took pictures, walked to the lighthouse, and just lay in the sun on the rocks until it was time to go back to the ferry.
자, 마지막 사진. 라스트.
One of us did not do the entire hike.
I didn't do the hike at all.
One of us sat in a very specific corner where she could not be found. And I have the evidence of me in front of the waterfall. So one of us is the guilty party here.
I was reading. It was good.
Uh-huh.
Our final lunch was this barbecue that had squid as well as beef in it, and then I went out to find dessert over here, which I took as a group takeaway to eat at the top of a mountain in an air-conned cafe. Finally, we took a different ferry home, and it ended up being this ginormous sunflower cruise. I don't think you can accurately understand how big this boat is. This is us on the top deck enjoying the breeze and messing around. Mainly, I think we gave all the locals a show.